Quiet courage. In a busy forest school where young animals learn to be brave, there was a small mouse named Mira who never raised her paw in class. While other animals practiced their roars, growls, and fearsome faces, Mira preferred to observe quietly from her desk made of a walnut shell. "Tomorrow is the Annual Bravery Challenge," announced Mrs. Owl one day. "Each student must show an act of courage to earn their Brave Heart badge." That night, Mira couldn't sleep. How could she show courage when she was so quiet? The rabbits would be showing off their impressive jumps, the foxes their clever tricks, and the bears their mighty strength. "Maybe I'm just not brave," she whispered to her reflection in a dewdrop. The next morning, as Mira walked to school, she noticed things that others rushed past: a young cricket with a hurt leg hiding under a leaf, a butterfly with a torn wing behind a flower, and a lost baby ant separated from its colony. Without thinking twice, Mira gently helped the cricket onto a floating leaf to cross a puddle. She then gathered soft dandelion fluff to make a bandage for the butterfly's wing. For the lost ant, she created a trail of breadcrumbs leading back to its family. At school, the bravery challenge began. The lion cubs roared their loudest roars. The squirrels performed daring acrobatics through the highest branches. The badgers showed off their burrowing skills. When it was Myra's turn, she stood trembling before the class. But instead of trying to be loud or flashy, she simply pointed to the back of the classroom. There, filing in one by one, came all the small creatures she had helped that morning. The cricket hopped forward and told everyone how Mira had helped him cross what seemed like an ocean to him. The butterfly fluttered up, showing how Myra's careful bandaging had helped her fly again. The ant brought its whole family to thank Mira for helping them reunite. More stories emerged from other small creatures: how Mira had untangled a spider's web one rainy day, how she left seeds for hungry birds in winter, how she always listened when others needed to share their worries. Mrs. Owl adjusted her glasses and smiled. "Class, today Mira has taught us something very important. Courage isn't always about being the biggest, strongest, or loudest. Sometimes, the quietest courage is the strongest of all, the courage to notice when others need help and to give it without expecting anything in return." Mira received not just a Brave Heart badge that day, but a special award, the Quiet Courage Crown, made from moonflowers that glowed softly in the dark. From that day forward, the forest school added a new lesson to their bravery curriculum: the power of quiet courage. Mira helped teach it, showing others that being brave doesn't always mean facing dragons or climbing tall trees. Sometimes, it means having the heart to help the smallest creature, or standing up for what's right even when your voice shakes. And on quiet nights, if you walk through the forest very carefully, you might see Mira leading a parade of small creatures, each carrying a tiny lantern, lighting the way for others who need to find their own kind of courage. The end.